Hi everyone, it's Fitz with your daily delivery. A little delayed today. I'm going to be really honest here. I did a whole daily delivery to release in the morning, and as I went to bed last night, I just didn't feel right about it. And so I'm going to take another hack at it. I needed to process my thoughts better, and I decided to pull that one back because it deals with something kind of sensitive, but also the hopes and dreams of a young man and the egos of grown men and just a lot of stuff. And of course, I'm talking about Dunnigan's decommitment from the University of Kansas. And if you're not familiar with JJ, he's the son of James Dunnigan, a former Kansas State football player. He lives right here in Manhattan, and he's a extremely talented cornerback for Manhattan High and a very top prospect who committed to the University of Kansas based on, by his father's own admission, NIL money. We're going to get into some of the things that are going on right now and my overview of the entire recruiting situation as we stand right now, because it's ever changing. First, I got to remind you to subscribe to this YouTube channel, hit the thumbs up, leave those comments. All of it helps us out so very much. If you're not subscribing, go ahead and do it. Thank you. JJ Dunnigan, flat play. And of course, Kansas State wanted him. He's a legacy. He's a Manhattan kid. He's a Kansas kid. He's at a spot that is hard to find, those kind of tall, lanky corners. Yeah, they wanted him. And then the whole NIL process started. You see, Kansas State has this philosophy where they kind of have a pot of money that goes to the in-state elite kids. At least it appears to me to be that way. And that all has a balance to it. This kid's worth that, so this kid's worth that. You understand. You don't want to throw it out of whack and cause dissension within your locker room. So they made what they think was, a proper scholarship/NIL offer to JJ Dunnigan. Well, his father, James, didn't think it was enough, so they moved on to KU, got more money, and committed. Now, all of us who have been kind of watching this expected a decommitment. We just did, because JJ Dunnigan can play, and we knew he was going to get some really elite offers. And the two that came along that seemed to have moved the needle were, first, Deion Sanders, as James Dunnigan said, his father, is the greatest cornerback in history. He is. You got to listen to that, don't you? I mean, sure you do. Nobody blames you for that. And then Miami came along, another program that was very prominent during James Dunnigan's playing days. That seemed to be the final straw. He decommitted soon after Kansas State defeated Kansas. And that had nothing to really do with it. It was just all about timing. JJ Dunnigan isn't immediately flipping to K-State. That was never the intention, nor do I think at this point K-State wants him unless a lot of stuff is clarified. Let me put up James Dunnigan's tweet here because a lot's going on here. And there's some personal stuff between him and Joe Hall, who's on the K-State staff. He's not a coach, but he's on the staff. And there's something personal, just a real negative vibe going on between these two guys, and they can't get past it. And James Dunnigan says, full transparency, we didn't ask KSU for anything. KU just gave more. So the money was a big deal to them, and I get it. That's where we're at in football recruiting. A lot of kids are just going to go to the highest bidder. Not a great way to pick your future, but do what you got to do. We didn't go to KSU because of one staff member and their inappropriate behavior still being tolerated. So this is the thing with him and Joe Hall, and he digs it up here. He just keeps fueling it. Both programs have been disappointing this year. Okay. You're not playing on this year's teams. With the talk of coach leaving, we made a sound decision. And that, of course, is Lance Leipold going to Wisconsin, which he either is or isn't. These rumors are every year. So using a coach possibly leaving because of a rumor as a reason to decommit is not serious. I mean, that happens all the time. Just say we've assessed our position in the recruiting market right now and think we need to pull back. It's business. But there's something going on here that's been going on a long time. And it's just now personified. It's now like focused. It's like made bigger than what it was. And that's stage parents. And they're in everything, whether it's theater kids, music kids, or athletes. And in this case, they're former players that we're seeing trying to live through their dreams through their son, which every father kind of does. But it's now gotten almost as if it's all about their dreams and not the kids. One of the great things in sales, one of the first things you learn is learn who's making the decision. And in recruiting, that's also true. Is it the player, the mom, the dad, the parents, the family, the agent, Uncle Charlie? I don't know. You got to come to that. But I think we all agree that the athlete should have the most say. At the end of the day, it's their choice. It doesn't appear to be what's going on here, but I'll leave it at that. I'll just say that be careful out there when dads get their hopes and dreams wrapped into their sons. I think everyone can see now how it goes awry in the NIL era. It's just blown up now because money, a lot of money sometimes can be at stake. But this ongoing thing between Dunnigan and Hall, I don't know if this tweet was meant to try to drive a wedge into the K-State family. It didn't work. I mean, I think almost every K-Stater, without knowing the facts, is going to stand up for Joe Hall in this situation because it looks like one side's coming from a very magnified personal stance. It's about me. I don't know. I'm just saying this. There's so much visibility with recruiting now and a lot going on. We don't get to know everything going on. But that's true. We shouldn't always get to know things. We shouldn't get to know how the sausage is made. But we now play it all out on social media. Every breath, every decision, every emotional moment. I get it. I do it. But this is not something you want to introduce into your locker room. This kind of lead up friction. So while J.J. Dunnigan was offered early in the process by Kansas State, that offer is non-actionable at this point. Most offers aren't. You can't just commit when you get an offer. It's kind of a silly thing. But this offer, it doesn't even exist anymore. There'd have to be a lot of fences mended and things said to solve issues. But can they be solved? When you get a parent that's heavily involved in the player, and it can seep into your locker room. So I think K-State's going to be pretty cautious here. It's something they've run into, something we all can see, and the tension that builds around the me first attitude that has really been shown to get huge in a NIL money environment. I was looking for the right words there. Still didn't get them, but you get the point. The best of the Dunnigan family. Great player. James was a good player himself. And there's no entitlement that K-State has to your son or that you have to Kansas State. At the end of the day, it's a business decision for both the school and the family. We sometimes wonder who's making these decisions, but that's what it is.